So I wanted to show a little bit of my workflow or what I'm planning on doing. Of course, this can change for my distance learning. So I thought I would at least show you a little bit of what I'm planning on doing. I use Canvas, so when my students log in, they go into Canvas, oops, and then they go into the courses that they should be in, which I think I just knocked myself out of my own course. And then I'm looking at it as a student. So I always have an agenda that students go to. So I've posted an agenda here. And what I decided after speaking with my students, I had a Zoom meeting with most of my AP, CSP students. And we decided that maybe what we would do, or what I would do, is I would post a weekly agenda and I would give approximate times. As you can see, I'm still filling this in, of when students should be aiming to complete some of their assignments. Now, I'm actually not giving a solid due date because I'm still waiting to figure this out, but I'm giving them kind of an approximate amount of time that they should get to work on for that week before we roll on to another unit. So I'm posting, basically, I use code.org for my particular assignments, but I basically am taking their information from the lesson plan for the whole week of the section that we're working on, and then I've broken it down into different assignments. So for example, if students are working on Unit 3, Lesson 6, they would click on this link and it would bring them back into Canvas, into the assignment that was waiting for them. And then there's 3 things that they need to work on. So starting with number 1, I've created what's called a Nearpod presentation. Nearpod, you can use Google, you could share a Google Slides presentation too. Nearpod's a little bit more interactive, which is why I like it, and our school just happens to have a license of it. So students log in, and it's basically, I take a Google Slide presentation and I put it into this program called Nearpod, which is an add-on for an add-on on Chrome. And students can basically make their way through and see the information that I want them to see through the presentation. And so a lot of this is a bit reading heavy at the beginning. But then after they get through here, then they're actually going to be asked to participate, and I'll be able to see, so I'll give them a problem and then they can actually start entering their answers in here and trying to solve the problem that I give them. And then I've also embedded, and this is another thing that I like to use sometimes too, is Flipgrid, which then will also allow, I have a question to kind of summarize what I want them to learn or what I want them to think about while they're working through this particular project. So why is a function in JavaScript, code.org, also an abstraction in computer science? So I want them to think about some of the bigger pieces. And my students have used Flipgrid before. It's pretty easy to set up. Again, it's free. And basically the way you work it is you can click on it and then log in. So I'm just going to log in with my sandy.net account. And then it opens up a video, as you can see me talking. And I can actually press record, and I can actually then record my video and my answer so that I could post it up there. So I can do that, and then I can stop it. I can re-record it if I want. I can hit next so that I could post it up there. So I can do that, and then I can decide if I want to post, if I want to take a selfie, and then that gets posted onto the Flipgrid so that I can actually look at it and grade the verbal answer there. So that would be the first part of this particular lesson, so that I'm done here. And then because the students have already opened up their lesson here, they finished the first piece. Then before they actually start the code.org lesson, I've actually created, using Screencast-O-Matic, I actually created a little YouTube video that goes over not step by step of what they need to do, but things that I really want them to highlight and to be aware of while they're working in that assignment. So using Screencast-O-Matic, it's very easy. In fact, that's what I'm using right now, where I basically take a picture of my whole screen, and then I video it, and then I upload it to my sandy.net YouTube channel, which we all have. And from there, I can emphasize to the students what areas of the lesson, the tips and tricks and things that I really want them to pick up for that particular lesson. So then once they've done that, then they can actually start working through the lesson 6. They know how to get to code.org. So then they would log into their code.org assignment, and then they would start working their way through, taking screenshots along the way, using the template that I've also created for them. And then they would then upload this at the very end. So that's kind of a typical idea of my workflow for a lot of my classes. It might change a little bit depending on the assignments, but I feel like I'm going to be having some sort of front loading. Either I will present to them live through Zoom, or I will have some sort of presentation for them to watch, listen to, or maybe some videos for them to watch. Then a short little video that kind of highlights the key concepts I really want them to pay attention to, and then them actually going through the lesson themselves. And then the goal then would be that we would meet on Zoom once or twice a week to check in, and then I would also have some office hours that students can check in. I'll just have a Zoom conference open, and then students can come and log in to ask for questions or to get clarification from there. So that's kind of my plan at the moment. I just thought if you are interested in learning more about either using Canvas, using Flipgrid, using Screencast-O-Matic, or even potentially using Nearpod, please let me know. Please reach out, and I will help you as much as I can. Hopefully this was helpful.